Hello, welcome to Real United Talk. Half time of the Palace versus Manchester United in the Premier League, game 36, I think it is. And I've got to say, I'm fuming and relieved at the same time, to be honest. Hi, Diedrich, you're right. Edgy, mate, very, very edgy. Hiya, Mark, you're right. Well, to be going in at 1-0, I've got to say, I think Lady Luck shining on us a bit after that first half, to be honest. Well, Palace have had the better chances. They came out fighting straight away. Zaha testing the gloves of De Gea in the first 2 minutes. They had a free kick there towards the end. Again, saved by De Gea. Ayew had a chance. Straight down the middle for De Gea. I think De Gea and Pogba have been absolutely fantastic in that first half. De Gea is kept it. He's kept it at 1-0. I think Lindelof was very fortunate to get away with the penalty. Whoever that guy is watching the VAR, I think he needs Specsavers, to be honest, because that is, for me, a Stonewall penalty. Lindelof took the back of, I think it was Zaha's boot down the heel, nowhere near the ball. I think the way the ball has moved, though, so quickly away from play, the referee's position maybe thinks he's got something on the ball, but the replay showed he was nowhere near it. Diedrich says we seem nervous, like reluctant to play a pass. Do you know, I think there's two people in that midfield, right? Relief is the word, Mark. It is, mate. Yeah, fucking, mate. I'm so relieved. But I think for me, I want the amount of possession that Pogba's had, and he's done really well with that possession. We need to swap it around. I think Bruno needs that amount of possession that Pogba's having, because Pogba's getting it so deep just in front of the back four in his own half that he's not fucking doing anything with it. What's this big boy? What you on about, Marcus? Mark, I'm sending that thing in a bit. Oh, okay, all right. My unit, haven't you? Yeah, I think Pogba has done fantastically well with the ball. He's played it simple. He's kept possession. He's got in for tackles. He's got up quickly. But for me, I think all that possession that Pogba's had, Bruno needs to have it, because there's no creativity in there at all. The only time we looked dangerous was on the counter-attack, because we can utilise the speed down the flanks. So I think there needs to be a bit of a shift, bit of a tinkering in the midfield. I think Fosu Mensah's done particularly well at left back. So swap Pogba in behind, strike and drop. I think so, mate. Yeah, because I think Diedrich, for me, Bruno hasn't seen enough of the ball. He's not been on the ball enough to create as many chances as he normally would. Other than Pogba, right? Exactly, yeah. And this is what I think. I think where they're playing at the minute, I don't think you need. But I mean, there were times in that first half, mate. I saw Harry Maguire further forward than Pogba, and I was like, mate, I don't want to be seeing that. Harry Maguire's no creator, you know. He's done okay for a guy that ain't played for free. Mate, I think Fosu Mensah has been solid. I've only seen him give away one foul in the early stages, which was by the corner flag. But again, that was a bit of a miscommunication with Pogba. See, so I mean, I think he's done really well. De Bruno has the physicality to play in that centre. Mate, no one's going to know unless you stick him there, isn't it? Mark's doing his usual, like, share, subscribe. Maguire should have scored at least one. I think Maguire, he should have put in the second chance he had where it just went shy of the far post. I'm slightly concerned about the Wan-Bissaka problem at the minute. Very similar to what we saw. I'll give you. Very similar to what we saw at Aston Villa. The balls that are coming in from our left-hand side are going to the back Wan-Bissaka's route, and when they're on our right-hand side, they're doubling up on him. I've only seen Greenwood get back a couple of times, but Greenwood not been in the game enough for me. Not been in the game. Missing chances. Agree about Tim. Overall, don't deserve it. We'll take one. Yeah, fucking right, Ross. I mean, we take it. We want the 3 points, and it's as simple as that. I think we are very lucky, though. Very lucky. Just watching that goal back. I mean, fantastic by Rashford there to change direction. Stop the ball, change direction, and put it in. I mean, he sold 3 players, sold three of the Palace players, including the goalkeeper. So great bit of confidence by Rashford to put that away. George Carl's scared, mate. It is very average, isn't it? Very average. And the thing is, when the whole team's playing average, you can tell the players that are trying to step up and dictate the play. I think Maguire's been pretty solid at the back. I was worried when he got the head injury. They're just showing the penalty back again. And I think the pace of the ball going away from Lindelof and Zaha, from the referee's view, he thinks Lindelof has got that, but he hasn't. He's nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. He takes the back of Zaha's right leg. For me, that's a penalty. So whoever's in that VAR van, mate, is fucking blind. Absolute blind. Nilajan, hiya, mate, welcome. He says Mason is finding it tough while creating chances. Well, Nilajan, that's what I was saying just now with Bruno. I've not seen Bruno. I want to see Bruno have the ball, create the chances, try and dictate the play. Whereas Pogba's getting the majority of the ball in the midfield, but he's too deep with the ball to cause any problems. So maybe swap them around. Maybe say to Pogba, well, look, don't try and get involved so much in our own half. Stay a bit more, go a bit further forward than what you are because you're seeing too much of the ball. Harry Maguire, I've seen him countless times cross that halfway line with the ball in that first half. And I don't want to be seeing a defender coming further forward than Pogba. I don't like that at all. Carly reckons very slow passing. Yeah, it's not quick enough. It definitely isn't quick enough. Jessica says they look tired. Dia, how you doing, mate? You all right? It's like pensioners walking football out there at the moment. It's not quick, mate. It's not quick at all. So I think United need to go up a couple of gears here. They look like they're in second gear, third at a push. But Palace in that first half, I think they've created enough in that first half to worry me for the second. I really do. I think if not for De Gea, we're lucky it's 1-0. It could quite easily have been 1-0, 2-1 to them at the minute. I'm doing good, dear mate. Hope you're all right. We saw what happened versus Southampton, says Carly. Exactly, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing that's a bit of a problem for me. Unless they step it up in the first 15 minutes, you make changes. Simple as that. Nilajan says, do you think Bailly should get a chance in the second half in place of Lindelof? I think Bailly should start in place of Lindelof anyway. Lindelof's the one that makes me nervous out of that back two. But it's Bailly's fitness that is a concern at the minute. Dia says we need to kill this game, Marcus, with 1 or 2 goals. I think if we get the second, we're sailing. I think the next goal, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I think the next goal is absolutely vital in this. Absolutely vital. Who's coming on at full time, says Diedrich. I think it's me and Ross, mate. I think it's me and Ross at half time. Full time, sorry. George Carl says Martial's our best player again today. Mate, George, I reckon Pogba. I reckon Pogba has been fantastic in that first half. He's got on the ball. He's looked for the ball. He's got into the tackles. I've not seen him give it away. I think he's been absolutely superb in that first half. I don't think you can fault Pogba in that first 45 minutes at all. Kylie wants to come on if we win. Diedrich says we take it. Can do. I think Big Boy's coming on for about 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll be on with him, and then we'll be wrapping it up. Saint Mark 10 says, "Where's that Mark Atherton? He was great on money. He was good, wasn't he? He was good, Saint. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying it, and hopefully, Mark, we'll probably do a watch on for the FA Cup game because apparently we've hit the 50 sub mark as well. So we want to do something for that. So we'll probably celebrate that on Sunday. I think we're playing. Pogba or Martial should get a goal. I think Martial's done well holding up the ball. He's tried to make the runs in behind. Mark's there. Look, Saint Mark. Atherton's there. Diedrich says, "Sweets." Dia says, "Timothy Fosu-Mensah doing what he does best, maintaining his role despite not his position. Versatile player, good discipline." Dia, mate, couldn't have said it any better myself, and I shall highlight that because that is absolutely word perfect. I think, ignore them kids. That's all right, mate. I'll take any kiss I can get. But yeah, I think Fosu-Mensah, not his position. He's well disciplined, well drilled. He's not got only another 400,950 go. Mate, it'll happen when it happens, if it happens. To be or not to be, isn't it? But yeah, I think Fosu-Mensah, I think he's done well. They said, listening to the commentary, they said he's played more times for Crystal Palace than he has for Man United, which I thought was quite funny. Thank you for the acknowledged Marcus. No, that's right, mate. No worries. That was a really good comment. Really good comment. Mark, we'll put that one up because that's funny. That's funny. But I mean, what do we think, guys? At half time, nervous, edgy. You know, have you seen enough from United in the first half to think we'll get through it? No problem. Diedrich says, "Yeah, his last appearance was." They said he played. He played more times for Crystal Palace, and then when his loan finished at Crystal Palace, he was loaned to Solskjaer at Cardiff. So it just made me have a bit of a chuckle at myself. Diedrich's confident. Kylie is scared to death. And Mark saying, "Like the video, please, guys." Cheers, Mark. I gotta say, I'm with Kylie. I'm not scared to death, but I am scared. I am scared here because Palace have threatened. It's not been plain sailing by any stretch of the imagination. Palace have threatened. They threatened more for me in that first half than what Southampton did in the first half, and we all know how that game ended up. Kylie says, "Playing like a bunch of zombies." Do you know, George, do you think the front three, though? I mean, Mason, again, this is the second game in a row, right? Mason, again, has not been involved that much. He's not been involved that much. I'm finding that very surprising, considering he's got pace to burn, Rashford on the left, pace to burn. We're not using the flanks. We're not getting in behind. You know, Palace is sitting quite deep. And I know it's hard getting in behind, but there's not even like Martial swinging round as a striker. He's not even turning his man to make that run in behind. So there's nothing on at the minute. Which comes down to what Carly says there, that the passing up the front three it is. And I think that's because Pogba is seeing so much of that ball in our half where it should be Bruno seeing that much of the ball at the halfway line. So I think Bruno's got to get on the ball an awful lot more for me. And I think then it'll be ticked. You know, it'll go right. They're showing that penalty again. They're highlighting again. It's a definite penalty. I don't see him touching the ball there. Do you? I don't see him touching that ball. I think where that ref is there, man, that ball's the way the ball's travelled. I reckon that ref thinks he's got that. He touched the ball, but he's nowhere near it. Nowhere near it at all. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is always a threat. They're not bothering going to him, are they, George? They're not tracking him at all. And you can see why in this game. He's causing no danger whatsoever. Let's have a look. St. Mark says OJ Simpson spent more time in court than Fosu-Mensah was playing. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, Mark said that, did he? Okay. I think Ollie will put on Matic and maybe we'll play with a bit more speed, allowing Pogba to roam around in a more advanced role. Again, dear, I think that's a logical reason. But second half is underway, so you know, hope you enjoy the second half. Hope you look catch us at full time as well. So enjoy the next 45 minutes. See you in a bit. Bye.